I'm here with Philip Massoud. He's joined the team for Thailand Super Series 2020 to share the number 26 car with Henk. Philip's got quite a short career. He's raced in trucks, then he raced in TA2, so he's only been racing for about 5 years, and it's been a big step up to jump into a GT3 car. He's never driven one before. So I just want to start and just get some background on Philip, because we all know his face, we all know him from in the paddock, but just to get a little bit more familiar with his career. So Philip, you started racing in 2015. So really the first question is, why did you start racing? What was the reason? What was the desire?
I guess I was always passionate about speed and racing, but never really had the opportunity. And at the time, Kiki, he gave me that opportunity to race. He gave me the mindset and some tips on what I need to do. And I don't know, it just, once you've done it once, it's a bit addictive, and you just got to keep going.
Yeah, right. Well, unlike most people, you started in trucks. Now, trucks is known as a very specialist field. It's quite difficult. The same professionals in there win year after year. You get the same names at the top. They've got it really honed, and it takes a different style. So it's not really something that someone would just jump into because they want to go racing. So why trucks?
I guess I've always liked a rear-wheel drive platform, and for the budget, I didn't see any other rear-wheel drive that was affordable at the time and suitable for somebody who doesn't have race experience. So I think it's very, very challenging, but that's probably why my skill has improved very dramatically, because you're trying to control something that was never designed to go around a track.
So that's a question to ask. Starting off in trucks, that's given you a lot, and that's helped you develop.
Definitely has, yeah. I guess the way you need to drive the trucks is you're trying to be very, very sensitive, because with a lot of torque and a rear-wheel drive with a light rear, it's very easy to oversteer. At the same time, if you come in a little bit hot, it's just going to understeer. So it's about managing understeer and oversteer. So
you had a pretty good start. In 2015, you were runner-up in Class C in Super Pickup, and in 2016, you moved into Class B and you were runner-up in Class B. So that was achieving your objectives, would you say?
Yes. Look, I think that for me, the goal was always just to better myself. And realistically in racing, I feel like it's a challenge of yourself. Constant improvement. You got to keep pushing, and whether you're beating the competitors or not, it's besides the point. You got to beat yourself every time, and that's part of it.
So after trucks, you jumped into TA2 in 2018, and you're the first champion of the series, and you really dominated the year. To be honest, you won 6 out of 10 races, I believe, and you had a couple of runners-up spots. So really, you could say you walked the championship. What sort of persuaded you by TA2, and could you tell us about the race car, what that was like? Because they certainly look a very big American V8, impressive sort of NASCAR style machine, and obviously very different to the truck. So can you just talk us a little bit about what the TA2 car is like, or was like for you?
Yeah, it was fast, it was brutal. I mean, everything felt fast, because the car is unlike a GT3 where it's very, very stable. So you're literally tiptoeing around in the track, and that taught me a lot. I do think that trucks help me, because it teaches you how to be sensitive on the throttle. And with TA2, it's not a highly advanced technology in terms of assistance in the car. There's no ABS. Traction control is minimal. So really, it's just about your bravery and your sensitivity to what the car is doing.
Well, we could say you look like you made the year fairly easy, but was it pretty tough out there to win the title?
Absolutely. You know, I was racing against a silver driver from Philippines, and I guess it was challenging as well, because when you qualify first, you don't have anyone to follow, and you're always it's not a bad problem, but when you lead the race, you have an immense amount of pressure, and you try to avoid risks. So ideally, you're not trying to post fast lap times, you're not trying to take higher risks, you're just trying to maintain and sustain your position. And that's a lot of management, a lot of defensive driving, and a lot of just getting on it and just doing the best you can without making mistakes.
Right. Well, I just want to mention Bang Sen as well while we're here, because you raced trucks at Bang Sen, you raced TA2 at Bang Sen, and both trucks and the TA2 car, they're not the sort of thing you would say is ideally suited to Bang Sen, and everyone says it's their favourite race circuit and their favourite event of the year. So the cars you've driven there, then, did you enjoy it? Do you like this circuit?
Bang Sen is by far my favorite circuit because it kind of differentiates the boys from the men. There is no runoff, there's barriers, so if you make a mistake, you're in the barrier. So it's really a test of determination, and yeah, by far it's the most challenging track. It's not a paved surface, it's a street circuit with sand and all sorts of things, and it really teaches you patience, and it also teaches you to not make mistakes. So absolutely love it, but hands down my favorite track in Thailand.
Well, I don't think you could say that anyone in a race car is going to have an easy time around Bang Sen, but racing pickups and racing TA2 car must be harder than most things. So that was 2018. Then you had a year out last year, and it's like almost 2 years, because we're at the end of the last day of October now with our first race. So you've joined B-Quik to drive the GT3 Audi. So what made you choose to come back and to join us and, jump in the GT3 category?
Well, I've always dreamed that's the pinnacle of racing, right? GT3, I've always dreamed for that, but never thought the opportunity would open. And of course I had a relationship with Henk, but it was never the discussion about GT3, and when it came, I absolutely had to take it. You can't skip out on an opportunity like this because you don't know when the opportunity will come again. So absolutely, hands down, taking it, and very happy with the decision, very happy with the team and the car, and of course my teammate Henk, and just couldn't have asked for anything better.
Well, after the trucks, after the TA2 car, the GT3 is a completely different animal. So can you tell us a little bit about this and the different approach that you've had to take to drive this car?
I would say there are a couple of differentiations, brakes and aerodynamics. These for me were the main things. The whole speed of it, TA2 is also very fast on the straight. So it's not scary in that sense, but it's about how late you can brake, and do you need to brake, or can you just trust the aero? So you're always testing yourself. You're always thinking what is the impossible and pushing that a little bit further, understanding that the aerodynamics has a lot to do with it. Just trusting the car and saying that, yeah, it's not going to the wall, and be brave and just get on it.
Well, you seem to have done really well this week. Your times have been coming down all the time, and the first race, obviously, you've had a P2. So it's really nice to have you in the team, and we look forward to seeing more of you and hopefully a good career in GT3 cars. And thank you for joining me here as well.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I'm very, very proud to be part of the team and driving with B-Quik and driving a GT3 car. It's the epitome of racing for me, and that's definitely a bucket list got to tick off.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.